Hello and welcome back to Solid. My name is Jake. Thank you guys very much for joining me on today, June 2nd, Sunday at just about 1 p.m. In your St. Louis Battlehawks have home field advantage in the XFL Championship game. And how is the question. That was a football game, is what it was. They beat the San Antonio Brahmas 13-12 in just an absolute barn burner. Just truly fireworks, electricity coming from both sides, but not really. Good God, what a grind! What an emotional toll! And what a field goal attempt that homeboy had. What's his name? Ryan Santoso, buddy. Hats off to you. Please keep that up. My God, your Battlehawks won this game. It was like pulling teeth with this offense. Obviously, the place we got to start is the play of the game. The play of the game, it is the Brahmas' second to last drive. They go down. I mean, they just go downfield, march downfield. I mean, not really march. They started on the Battlehawks side of the field. But 3 plays, 51 yards. I guess they didn't start on the Battlehawks side of the field. Whatever, you get what I mean. They started at midfield. 3 plays, 51 yards, score a touchdown, go for 2, make the 2-point conversion. Everybody in the stadium is just dead. We're like, fuck. There is less than 2 minutes left in this game. This offense hasn't been able to do jack shit all game. It's bad. AJ's playing like dog shit because he's clearly still hurt. Everything is bad. We're having a really, really bad time. But this has taken too long. What has taken so long? Why have they not kicked this ball out? Well, then you see just this little bitty, just little red speck on the field, kind of hidden. Anthony Beck challenges the 2-point conversion, saying that what's the dude's name? He's got a weird name. I'm gonna find his name real quick. Julian Davenport. I say it's weird because it's JULIE''N Davenport. Julian Davenport. He challenges that Julian Davenport was an illegal man downfield. And he was. He was like 3 yards into the end zone. And we're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. This is the best thing. Not only did Anthony Beck, did Big Tone use his challenge in the fourth quarter, he did it on the most important scoring play of the game. It's beautiful. It's like, Anthony, you genius. My God, you finally added something to this team. You're tremendous. Huge. That's it. That's the end of the story, right? No. And then I go on Twitter and I see that apparently in the broadcast, AJ McCarron. AJ fucking McCarron. AJ McCarron is the one who spotted it and tells Anthony Beck to challenge that. Good Lord. Good God Almighty. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And then it gets called back. They go for it again. They don't make it. And that wasn't even the whole thing because they went for it initially, but then somebody jumped off sides. There's some penalty that brought it down to the 2-yard line from like a 2-point conversion, supposed to be from the 5. They bring it down to the goal line. Easy peasy. They do this. They get this 2-point conversion. Not so fast, my friend. Julian Davenport, you're way too far. You're way too far downfield. And then it goes back to the 7-yard line, which is even further than the initial 5-yard line that they had to go from. And then they don't make it. And everything's good. Everything's good. That's right. Everything's good. All the Battlehawks have to do is hold on to the ball a little bit here. Just move the ball. Just barely move the ball. All you got to do is just take some time off of the clock. That's all you got to do. And they do a relatively decent job of that. I mean, not a good job, but a relatively decent job compared to everything else that they've done this game. But they have a 3-and-out. They get 0 yards, okay? So now, all of a sudden, San Antonio gets the ball back. And then they just fucking march down the field. They just march down the field. They just go cruising right down the field. Let's see exactly what these plays are. Quentin Dormady pass, short right complete to the San Antonio 40 from San Antonio's 26. Smith, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, gets 14 yards. Quentin Dormady, 17 yards to Turner. The interception by Chris Payton-Jones, which you're watching this game, I don't know if I haven't watched the broadcast or any other copies of it yet. Clearest pass interference in the world. Don't tell me that he just barely shoved the guy. That is if you want to vengefully shove somebody off of a cliff and make sure that they reach terminal velocity 2 feet off of the cliff. You are shoving that person as hard as you possibly can. And Chris Payton-Jones did that. Returns it for a touchdown. Easy pass interference. All of a sudden, the Brahmas have the ball at St. Louis 41. Short catch by Puka Williams. I know that guy's name. And then there's a penalty on Travis Feeney for a neutral zone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So it comes down to Ryan Santoso. 51-yard kick indoors. This guy's been not very good. He already had a kick block this game. He's not feeling himself right now. Because remember, this is a team that started off with what's his name? There's a famous Twitch guy, Destroying. They had Destroying on their team, was their kicker at the beginning of the season, but he got hurt tackling a guy early on in the season, like first or second game or something like that. I think it was actually the second game. Hurt his neck. Sucks for him. He had a shot. Sucks for him. He'll be. I don't know. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So Ryan Santoso's been their kicker for the large part of the year. He's been fine. I can actually, while I'm talking about this, actually look up and see exactly what his stats have been this season. Special teams. Let's see. Ryan Santoso has had 12 for 18, which is 66% of his kicks he's made. His long is 51, which is equal with this one. To compare that to Andre Schmidt is 19 for 21, which is 90.5, which I believe makes him the second best kicker compared to the Renegades guy. That's not important. I don't care. You don't care. And he fucking... I thought this ball got tipped. In the stands, I thought this ball got tipped. The ball was short and to the left. I was like, oh, fuck, that ball is not going in. That ball got tipped. And then you just look at it on the replay. No, it was just a shit kick. But it was not a shit kick. It was going, and then it snaked to the left, and holy fuck. And they fucking win. Holy shit. Wow. Man, wow. Can't believe they did it. I cannot believe that the Battlehawks did this, won this game. They had no business winning. Not one business, not nothing. They don't even, they got a, what's the company that gives you, that'll just give you business cards? That company. They didn't even give the Battlehawks a fucking 500 free cards. They had no business winning this game. And somehow they did. The offense was absolutely horrendous. Defense, until it mattered, they were good, right? They shut out the Brahmas in the first half, which is when they had, how many drives did Chase Garbers actually play? I wonder if I can see this right now. QB progression, Chase Garbers only played, this is not going to tell me when he came out of the game. But Chase Garbers did throw the ball 11. So Chase Garbers, their starting quarterback, was in the game. And the entire time, you guys know this, he's, if you watched the entirety, which I apologize, the entirety of that Bird's Eye preview and recap that I did on Friday, which went entirely too long. You should not have watched that. If you did watch that, you're a trooper, and I commend you. If you didn't watch that whole thing, ain't nobody blaming you. But the Battlehawks defense did shut out the Brahmas in the first half when they had more of their starters in. I mean, it's hard to say you can just put in all your backups because there's only 42 people on a game roster on any game day. So you can't just be like, fuck it, let's put all the second strings in, because you just don't have those people. But they did shut them out in the first half, which is something that is good to look forward to going into next Sunday. Next Sunday at 6 p.m. is when we're going to play them again. Very excited for an evening game. The first game that we played this season at home was a night game, and then this one's going to be a night game too. I'm very excited for that. Very excited. Anyway, the Battlehawks defense, they did shut down the Brahmas in the first half. 0 points for the first half, and then the Brahmas only scored 12 points in the second half. Again, you would rather have them not absolutely shit the bed when it matters the absolute most, twice, I should say, letting them get the potentially go-ahead touchdown and 2 extra point, or two extra. double, whatever. You guys, yes, I'm saying this correctly. I'm just fucking startled right now. I got myself all worked up talking about that. So defense did play good, but the offense just, I mean, to say it's anemic is disrespectful to people with an iron deficiency. This offense was absolute dog shit. A.J. McCarron, easily the worst game of the entire season. 10 for 24, easiest worst game for him for the entire season. 10 for 24, only 115 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's a 42% completion percentage. I don't know why they kept him in the entire game. Yes, it's clearly he should be on the sideline. I'm about ready to burp. He clearly needed to be on the sideline. He saved the fucking game. He saved the game and potentially the season with that kind of a thing. But A.J. McCarron, 10 for 24, just truly, truly terrible. He did hit 6 receivers. He threw to 8. Leading receiver was Ja'Cour Pearson, 3 for 36. Hakeem Butler coming in clutch on a 3rd down. My God, I was sitting there. I was like, you got to hit 88 right now. I swear to God, I said, you got to hit 8. If you talk to the kid, I don't know the kid that sits in front of me, but I was leaning forward, my head creepily close to the back of a child's head. But I was just leaning forward. I was into it. It's not a weird kid pervert thing. I was just leaning forward. I was into the game. It was a 3rd down. And then I say, you got to hit 88 right here. And then I hit 88. And I swear, that kid in front of me, he's got to think, this guy behind me is the smartest guy in the whole wide world. You guys know I'm a fucking idiot. But this kid's like, wow, holy shit, this guy's, he's Sam Acho. He can do all kinds of premonitions. Call back, man. Good for me. Okay. Ja'Cour Pearson, 3 for 36 on 5 targets. Hakeem Butler, 2 for 34 on 5 targets. Jake Sailors, 2 for 7, and that sucks. That is, I mean, it makes sense when we're talking about AJ only throwing for 115 yards. That Jake Sailors only has 7. Stephen Mitchell, 1 for 22 for a touchdown on 4 targets. Jake Sutherland, 1 for 12. Love Jake Sutherland. Jake Sutherland, you're my guy. He gets the he got an extra point too, I believe. Or maybe he got it. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it was, I really enjoyed his catch or catches. I believe he had 2. And then Darius Shepard 1 for 4. No targets to Marcel Aitman. Wayne Gallman had 2 targets, didn't come down with them. Kamari Everett 1 target, didn't come down with it. But at least AJ was spreading the ball around. And what's crazy about this is that, let me pull this up. This is the biggest. For AJ, I believe, this is the biggest disparity in distances that he threw the ball. Short passing, he threw the ball, so this is less than 5 yards or behind the line of scrimmage 9 times, which is good because normally we're seeing them just throw the piss out of screens like 22 times in a game. So he was 3 for 9 on these short ones, which is not good because that's a high completion percentage, and he was hitting, 33% of short ones. Not good. Medium, 4 for 5. Medium is 5 to 14 yards. 4 out of 5. Like that. That's how you keep drives going, which they did not do a good job of. But that is a good way to do that. And then deep shots. He was 3 for 10. He threw 10 deep balls, man. He threw 10 of them. And honestly, when I'm talking A.J. McCarron against the defense that gets the most sacks in the entirety of the XFL or UFL, the entirety of the UFL, not just this division, the entirety of the UFL, I'm like, man, it's got to A.J.'s just going to screen to death, short pass to death is what I thought was going to happen this game. No. If he's, I was like, wow, okay. They ended up taking a lot of deep shots, 3 for 10. Still really bad. I mean, those are low percentage passes, and you're going to expect something like that to happen. But maybe 3 for 10 is actually not too bad on deep shots. Depending on how deep they were. If we're talking, when I go back, I'll be able to watch it and see. But if we're talking 3 for 10 and they're all at 15, 16 yards, something like that, that's one thing. But if he's ended up taking a whole bunch of, I'll have to actually measure the yardage. If he's taking a bunch of 25, 30 yard shots, okay, I'll take that. But yeah, shit game by the offense. Just truly, truly terrible. You guys all saw that, and it is very disheartening that's what happened in this game. As far as the running game went, not too bad. They were successful at running the ball. Again, I always talk about the rushing success rate. Anything over a 50 is above average. They were at 55 for their percentage of successful rushes. So that's a good thing. It was Jake Saylors leading the way, 12 for 50. Wayne Gallman, 6 for 41. I liked him. He had a good game, showed some really good sparks there. He's really kind of coming together in these last couple games. Last, 3 games, I believe it was. A.J. McCarron, 4 carries for 12 yards. Did not like that. Did not like that one bit. He's getting caught from guys coming from behind him, which we get it. It's A.J. McCarron. He's not fast by any means. Well, not fast compared to everybody else on the field by any means, but good. We're talking high ankle sprain. You don't want that guy doing that, man. That's not good. Ja'Cour Pearson had 1 carry for 2 yards. So, total, that is over 100 yards for this offensive line. An offensive line that was Jawan Bushell-Beatty, Vidal Alexander, Jaron Jones-Smith, Mike Panashuk. Steven Gonzalez was in for a little bit, but then it ended up being Donovan West, which is kind of unsettling. You would really like your starting offensive line to be there near the end of the season going in. Maybe they took Steven Gonzalez out because they didn't want to hurt him too bad. Weird that they did that with Steven Gonzalez and not A.J. McCarron, but, what the fuck do I know? What it really comes down to for this offense is that they were 2 for 12 on third downs. They were 2 for 12 on third downs. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-and-outs. Man, they had 6 3-and-outs, which is just you can't do that. Here's how their drives went. It went 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out interception, I guess if you want to call it that. Really just interception, and then a touchdown, and then a field goal, then the drive before halftime, and then 3-and-out punt. They did move down the field a little bit on the next one, 8 plays for 30 yards, punt, 3-and-out punt, field goal, 3-and-out punt, and then knee it out. Just disgusting what they did on offense. Wholly unacceptable. And, you could make the argument that maybe they weren't showing everything because they have to play this team again next week. I don't necessarily believe that. My thought with that is that this team either cares about this game or they don't. And I believe I said this in the Bird's Eye preview. If they don't care about this game, it'll end up being Brandon Silvers. If they do care about this game, it'll be A.J. McCarron. It was A.J. McCarron. Therefore, they care about the game. If you don't care about the game, you're not going to put in your guy who's coming back from an injury. You're not going to do that. So if you do care about it, and clearly they do, and I was very pensive. About that because what you see from specifically Anthony Becht is every tweet that he has is fill the dome. Here's a ticket link. And as a guy who I perform is what I do. I doing stand up. I perform, and I know that if you are putting ticket links out there, you're doing that. My thought would be that you're doing that in order to get more people to be there for some self-benefiting thing. I don't know. I'm not saying that he's getting a cut or anything like that of the tickets. That would be crazy. I don't know. These are just the thoughts that I had in my head. They're dumb. You guys know I'm dumb. So these are the thoughts I have. I was like, okay, maybe this guy's just trying to get a fucking payday or whatever the hell it is. But no, I think it's genuine. I think that it's genuine that Anthony Becht actually does like this. I know that he always says he does, and he seems like a genuine guy, but it always, whenever somebody does, it's like a person who says that they work. It's like, man, I'm grinding. I'm working hard. It's like, yeah, but fuck you. Are you really? Because you're kind of, be wary of the man who says he works hard. Be wary of the man who looks overly like into it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by that. Like if somebody and Anthony Becht always seemed overly, but I think that he's just genuinely that guy. Unfortunately, he's a doofus, but whatever. You guys get what I mean by that. So this team really did care about that. So that means what I'm saying, to tie it all back, is that I don't think that they were pulling any punches offensively. I don't know. It was a very different offensive game than what they have, thus the lack of screens, which, again, fan of. I understand that I'm dumb for disliking the screens because that's the way that this offense works. One of the highest scoring offenses in this league works. I just don't like them. I know that I'm dumb because I don't like them, and they work, but I just don't. That's, you guys, if you've been around for a minute, you know that about me. If you haven't been around for a minute, I don't like the screens. I don't like that they do that all that much. I know that they're efficient and work as a counterpunch, and that's the way that this offense, you guys, I just said this shit anyway. So yes, that's the offense. Let's see. Did I talk about they only had 199, less than 200 total yards of offense, 94 passing yards. total. A.J. McCarron threw the ball for 115, but the sacks and everything like that. Rushing yards, 105. They had 5 penalties. I believe every single penalty was on defense. Yeah, they had too many men on the field, which is brutal. Bad coaching, personal foul, neutral zone, DPI, and then neutral zone. Not good. They did have 10 first downs in the game, but they were 2 for 12 on third downs. 50 total plays. The defense was out there for 57 plays. They only averaged 4 yards per play, 9.4 yards per completion. 0 for 2 in the red zone, which is really bad. Can't have that happen, and that's when AJ threw that interception. That was bad, especially with that great field position. That was really not being able to punch that in. Just disgusting. Won the time of possession by just a little bit. Did not win the turnover battle. Or no, they did win the turnover battle, sorry. Didn't fumble, got sacked twice, 4 tackles for, and they had 4 tackles for a loss on defense. They got 2 sacks, sorry. AJ did get sacked 3 times. So that's where we're at with this game, man. I don't know. This is just a reaction. I did this when I was covering the Eagles last year. Don't like thinking about that because it makes me sad. But when it came the single playoff week that nobody thought that the Eagles would win that game, I did a show every single week for Inside the Eagles. I'm going to do that for you guys this week. I'm going to do a show every single day. It's going to get weird come Friday because that is when they're going to do the what's it called? That's when they're going to do the injury report and the actives and inactives for that game. And I'm going to be in a car on Friday. I have a thing on Friday. But I'm gonna get something to you guys every single day of the week this week. Whether it be tomorrow is going to be a maybe I'll do a recap tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a recap tomorrow, or maybe I'll do a end of the regular season report card for this team, kind of like I did halfway through. That one episode where I didn't have my mic plugged in and it sounded like shit for an hour of me talking into a computer microphone instead of my good one. But I'll get you guys one of those 2 things tomorrow, the other one on Tuesday, and we'll just keep going as the week goes on. I'll bring a lot to you guys. The Battlehawks are playing at home on Sunday at 6 p.m. against the San Antonio Brahmas. People say, and it might be different for the UFL and for spring football, but people say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. No. It is not hard to beat a team 3 times. That is a fallacy. It is hard to beat a team twice. It is easy to beat a team. Not easy. It's easier to beat a team 3 times. That's why teams in the NFL, they split games with their teams in their division because it's hard to beat a team twice. It's not easy. Again, it's the odds are much more increased to beat a team 3 times. Okay, that's don't believe that. I'll look up the numbers and I'll come back to them with you guys because I don't have them in front of me right now. I might have to reach out to some people for those numbers, but I will come back to you guys with those numbers and actually kind of breathe some fresh air. All we know is that they cannot come back into the game on Sunday with the same offense that they ran yesterday. No, can't do that. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I actually encourage you to watch the Showboats and Roughnecks game tonight. I believe it starts at 7. I think that it's something fucking weird with this. So they're doing a thing where because these are 2 1-7 or 1-9, 1-8 teams right now. They're both on last place. But whoever wins that game gets first round pick in the UFL draft next year, and also the first round pick in all of the subsequent rounds of the draft. Very weird that they're giving that to the second place team, I guess, in order to not tank. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this reaction to the Battlehawks 13-12 point win against the San Antonio Brahmas in Week 10. I did not think it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen. I bet on Brahmas plus 3.5, and your boy, thumbs up to me. Okay, I will catch you guys later. Go Battlehawks, go Birds, go Ironbirds. Say whatever you want to say. My neighbor, the kid walked through my yard, and like an old man, he actually rode his bike through it. He didn't ride his bike. He walked his bike through my yard. I said, what the hell are you doing? And obviously, he could hear that, and he was like, oh, that's a Battlehawks thing. Say whatever you want to say. It's a Battlehawks thing. I will talk to you guys later, and goodbye.